welcome back to another episode of the OKC Redcast Q4 edition. I'm Tyler Vaughn.
I'm Alan Langston, and we're here to bring you a very perplexed perspective on Manchester United.
Alan, what would you have said if we had held on and won that game today?
Probably that we are the greatest team to ever exist, honestly. That's how excited I would have been.
Alan. The margins are fine. We could be, near the top of the table right now, but we're recording right after the thrilling 4-4 draw at home to Bournemouth, and the last time we recorded was right before we drew 2-2 away to Spurs, and it's been much like the rest of the season. It's just been up and down. I think a roller coaster, I guess, is a good way to describe it, Alan. How are you feeling about this team right now?
I don't think they make a whole lot of sense. I don't get the feeling that the back line mixed with the midfield right now works. I think we really need DeLit or Maguire back. I like Heaven and Euro. I don't think we should be having to rely on them like we did today, or Heaven in the last match, like we are. I feel bad. They're kind of just getting thrown into it, and when Casemiro leaves the field, they just don't have a whole lot of cover helping them out. And for me, there's points where I see them backing off when I think they should push in a little bit, because with three center backs, you could have one pushing up when the midfield is so open and they're just running through, and yet everybody just keeps backing off. So to me, that seems like coaching. That seems like there's something that Amram wants. I also see points where it looks like Heaven or Euro or whoever is a bit confused whether they should step out and contest or if they should sit back, and what they usually lean towards is sitting back. So I find that very peculiar, given that they've got an entire week in between games and should be working on all of these sorts of situations. And yet when it comes down to it, to me, I see points that I think they look a little bit confused, what to do, where to go. I think it was the second goal today. Heaven stayed central instead of going out wide to challenge Semenyo's shot. Or I guess that was their first goal. And Semenyo, shot it across goal, and it was a good goal. It hit the post and went in. It was just out of reach of Lammens, but I mean, it's just situations like that I'm just like, shouldn't they know what to do there? Because he looked confused. He looked like he was worried about the cutback instead of the shot.
You could see Mount trailing, trying to catch up and pointing like, hey, slide, cover.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, there is a serious lack of situational awareness. We were just caught out of position, and Yoro and Heaven are 20 and 19 respectively. They are kids. They are young, inexperienced center backs, but the fact that we just keep shipping goals like this, I didn't look at the stats after the game, but I have to think that Bournemouth didn't have. I guess Lammens saved us at the end there. They should have had another goal or two, honestly. But the fact that teams and today especially, it's just like every time we give away a good chance, we concede a goal. It's just like, I feel like more often than not, like teams XG against us, whenever they've got a good chance, it's got to be super high because we don't know how to defend in crucial moments. And like you were saying, without Maguire, without DeLit, it's just there's a lack of experience, and maybe it's the system, maybe since Yoro, I don't know, he's been in it for close to a year now, but Heaven hasn't had as much time, so I guess I can see why maybe he is a little more worried about his positioning and isn't as adventurous or isn't as willing to step outside of the comfort zone. But it is infuriating to watch them just not track, not stay with runners, not slide, not cover. It's just like when something goes wrong in the back, it goes wrong everywhere, and they just fall apart. Perplexed.
The first threat they had, Euro was down the left-hand side, kind of pushed up next to Ahmad, and he just starts jogging back, just taking his time, doesn't scan, doesn't look at anything, and all of a sudden Casemiro calls out to him, dude, you got a guy over your right shoulder, and they slide him in. He is hauling to try and catch up. I'm like, Euro, man, I know you haven't played in a little while, but you got to be scanning and realize where the threat is and try and cut that off. So I think there was a bit of rustiness, inexperience. Martinez could have done better on their last goal, I think it was. He didn't cut him off. He didn't almost realize the guy was there. I mean, they cut us open down the middle multiple times. And it's just
it should never happen with three center backs. You should never be like in the middle.
No.
The lane should be clogged up, and they were just slicing right through us every possession they wanted. I mean,
and back to your point, when they get chances, they score, and it's big chances. They are getting big chances. So to me, it looks like when we're fairly organized and kind of on it, giving the correct energy, pressing the way we should, we're shutting down. We're not giving away many half chances. But holy crap, when we lose it and lose focus or whatever it might be, it is a huge chance and a huge opportunity. And like you said, Lamans had to save us at the end. They probably should have scored and won that game 5-4 because they had a header and they had a really good chance in the final minute to put it away. Thankfully, Lamans came up big. But yeah, we've got to. De Ligt has been our best defender this year, and not having him hasn't helped. I mean, we haven't shipped this many goals, but today it would have been nice to have him.
Yeah, no, if we have De Ligt or Maguire, we probably win that game fairly comfortably. Just unexperienced. Not that Luke Shaw is not experienced or Martinez isn't experienced, but those guys, you really see the gulf in quality and just reliability at the back because. Yeah, it's just they are constantly making mistakes that lead to goals, and it's so frustrating, man. Because 4 goals should be enough to win any game against any team, much less against Bournemouth. Like, come on. I mean, I get they're okay, they're decent, and like they've got our number like everyone else the past couple of years, but that's just demoralizing, man.
United have conceded 26 goals in the Premier League in 16 games. That's like, what, almost a goal and a half a game? You might as well give the other team a goal. Amorim should just tell the team, y'all are down 1 right off the bat. Y'all got to go get 2 goals to try and win this in the first half.
At least we're scoring more. How many goals do we have? We're like a +2 or something. So
we have 30 goals. We have 30 goals. That's great. Compared to what we've seen the last 2 seasons, yes, that is a definite improvement. But my word. Yes, but my word. I mean, I guess in my mind, like, at least be difficult to beat. But if you're giving them a goal every game, that's not necessarily difficult to beat. I don't know. I like I said, this is just a perplexing team. I think it's partially the system maybe, but I think it's also like one of their final chances, and there was another chance I noticed. Bruno just completely leaves the midfield. The problem with their final chance that they got it through Bruno, Shaw, and Mainu. Our 2 midfielders stepped over, and that's what you're going to get with Bruno. That's kind of the problem. He's brilliant going forward, but defensively, he's sometimes, I mean, pressing-wise, I even like how he presses defensively, but his positions and his ability to try and win you the ball back is just not there. And so, I mean, part of me just thinks maybe Amorim's okay with that, and he's just gonna deal with it. It's like, it's kind of the pros and cons of having Bruno there. So he's just like, that is what it is.
Yeah. On the flip side, he's gonna score a banger free kick. Like he's gonna
exactly.
What do you do? What do you do, right? I mean, do you try and shore up the defense and not play Bruno there in hopes that they, win 1-0 or 2-1 or whatever? No, I mean, Bruno's just too good going forward that you can't take him out.
But I think it's proof that everybody clamoring online that like Mainu and Bruno should be playing or something of that nature, it doesn't really work. It's too open. If we're down 1, sure, United needs to go score a goal, then absolutely put both on. But if you're looking for some control and defensive awareness, I think you have to have Casemiro.
Yeah, I mean, although he wasn't great today. He got run by a few times. I mean, I know he scored a goal that. I mean, that should be saved, but I mean, what was it? Their second right before halftime, the free kick. That's Casemiro getting beaten, tracking back, and fouling like that, which we see a lot. He gets overrun in the midfield a lot. So, I mean, I think we're probably at the end of the Casemiro, starting every game. I say that. I mean, maybe not because who knows? Who knows? Maybe in the summer he renews and for less money, and we see Casemiro again next season. But it blows my mind that Casemiro is like the first name on the team sheet. It seems like every week. He and Bruno guaranteed to start those spots right there. And I mean, you said it at the top of the show that it's the midfield that like we just We can't keep up. It is mind blowing that they. I mean, I guess who do you put in there though? He doesn't trust anybody else, does he? No one else.
Ugarte's not trustworthy
No,
either.
Ugarte hasn't done anything either. So what are you going to do? I guess it's a personnel issue at this point because he doesn't have a. You're not going to play an academy kid there, and Manu's not a holding mid or any kind of not gonna change things in that regard. So I don't know, man.
I think Casemiro did all right today. He beyond the goal. If you take away his goal, I still think he disrupted some of the play positionally. He won the ball on free kicks, whether it was theirs or ours. He cleared the ball some. I was okay with Casemiro. He wasn't amazing. Yeah, he got ran by. I think, the focus really needs to be probably on a center back in the summer that fits Amram's system if Amram's still there. I mean, I'm just saying, you don't know. And we're going to need two midfielders, and then we're going to have a attacking midfielder issue because we're going to have so many players that could play those two players behind the striker, or the two positions behind the striker. Because I'm guessing there's going to be games that he's going to want two midfielders that play more defensive and cover more ground than Bruno. But I just don't think you take Bruno out. So then it's the question, well, do you sell Bruno in the summer or do you keep him?
I mean, they're probably going to finally cash in on Bruno, right? It's probably the last chance you can get to get some good money for him. And the fact that it seemed so close this past summer, at least there was a real concrete offer and, he was tempted a little. It probably signifies that it wouldn't take too much more, especially if this season doesn't end well, like we don't make Champions League or something. I can see him being like, well, I've done all I can. It's time. Which is
I think he's earned the right that if he wants to stay, let him stay.
Oh,
in my opinion, I think you're right. They might do the smart thing and cash in or whatever, but in my opinion, from what I want, I would rather him have the choice. And if he wants to stay, let him stay, and we'll figure it out.
I agree. I give him a contract for as long as he wants it, assuming he stays fit and is still contributing attacking wise with what he's still doing. But you absolutely have to have somebody else alongside him that can cover, because it's a little unbalanced.
And there's going to be games. I mean, I think what we're all talking about is control. There's going to be games we want more control, and there's going to be games where I think maybe he needs to be pushed forward, and there's two guys behind him that can cover the ground better and have more defensive awareness.
Yeah.
So
you just get to a point too where it's too many cooks in the kitchen, because between Bruno and Mbeumo and Cunha and Mount and whoever they bring in, like who's going to fill these spots? I mean, who's first choice anymore? I don't feel like you can't sit any of those guys. There's no room to tinker because there's just no. Those guys they've all nailed down spots. Mason Mount's arguably been our most crucial player these past month or so. Like, he's been big time. He plays the way Amir wants to play. And Mbeumo's not sitting. Cunha's not sitting. I don't know, dude.
I think out of anybody, Cunha at this point would probably be the sacrifice, but
maybe
still, it's tough.
He's not lighting it up like we hope, but he does so much and has so much energy and does cause those problems. Just like that final ball, that final touch is just not quite there. And I don't know. He'll come good. I mean, he's too good not to. It's just I wonder if the pressure. I mean, being a United fan and probably wanting to do so well, I wonder if it's weighing on him a bit. I mean, he got a nice goal today. I mean, not a nice goal, but a goal. I don't know. We're gonna see. It'll be interesting these next few weeks during AFCON. We'll just put it that way. I am nervous for Villa on Sunday all of a sudden, whereas I wasn't so nervous, but now I'm just like, man, they're gonna.
Villa keep. Have you seen their XGs? Like, the XG for their games are below what they're scoring because they're scoring so many outside the box goals, which you just can't continue to do. Cunha did the same thing last year for Wolves. He was scoring a bunch outside the box, which just hasn't translated because it doesn't usually. You don't usually keep that up.
Yeah.
And they also keep winning only by one goal. So I think, and for whatever reason, United play better at home or away.
Yeah.
Lately, anyway, over the last 6 games. So I don't know. I agree. It is kind of a daunting match, but I think that there's a chance that we could at least get a point out of it, if not a win. But we'll see.
I guess to be fair, we seem to play better against the better sides,
especially when they're more open.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. When we have to control the game, we can't. We have no business trying to. When we have the possession, we don't do anything with it, or it's not. We're wasteful with it. So yeah,
Yeah,
looking at the last month or so, drew with Spurs 2-2 away, lost a 10-man Everton at home, beat Palace 2-1 away, drew with West Ham at home 1-1, beat the worst team in the Premier League history 4-1 away, Wolves, and then today's 4-4. It's just like you just correct a couple of those. Just I'll take the 2-2 away at Spurs. You shouldn't be losing at home to Everton down a man. And then today, or even the West Ham game, like you just add on 4 more points. Like we should be right in the thick of it, man. It is infuriating. Yeah, we're 6 on 26 points, 2 points off Chelsea in fourth, 6 points off Brentford in 13th. Like this is the weirdest season. Like it is bizarre.
it is so bizarre. Doesn't make much sense. I was really frustrated during the Spurs match because I didn't think we deserved to lose. So going down 2-1, thankfully Delict came up huge for us. But the Everton game, I don't know that I've been that frustrated watching United in a while. Because last year, we were losing and playing awful, but I wasn't that frustrated because I understood the situation. And it was just a bad situation for everybody. So I wasn't like all that expectant of us to just go out there and kick everybody's butt. But being at home against Everton, who we usually seem to win against, and they're down to 10 men, I was just blown away at how United just failed to create chances.
Thing.
Credit to Everton. They actually defended well, but my word, the lack of chances created and just to me, so today, within the first 10 minutes, I was like, hey, they're coming out with energy. They're trying to create things. You can tell like they're up for it. Everton, I thought right off the bat, they did not look up for it. And it took them a while to get into it until the goal happened. And that's when you're like, all right, well, we're in for a long one. And so that was really frustrating. That game, I was really frustrated afterwards. And even against Palace, I could barely enjoy the win against Palace because I just thought we got away with it a little bit. It wasn't a great performance. I'll take it. I'll take the win for sure. But it wasn't great.
No. I mean, yeah, the Everton one is one I think they're going to look back on and just really, really kick themselves over. Just no excuse, and that is just the epitome of United right now, with literally up a man, all the possession, and had nothing. They offered nothing.
We were crossing it to nobody.
To nobody. It was just like it was like watching like a Louis Van Gaal team or like a David Moyes team. Like just no idea. Just pumping in the box, see what happens, pass side to side, see what happens. Just nothing incisive about any of that. It's just that's a low. But
weren't we up at Spurs for like 70 minutes and then they finally scored 2 in the last like 15 minutes?
Yeah,
I think it was something like that. We just keep being able to get the leads and then we just capitulate at some point. And again today against Bournemouth, starting out the first 5 minutes, it was like, what are we doing? What are y'all doing? Come on.
Yeah. So what are your biggest takeaways during this time, this difficult time, this first half of the season? And I mean,
I think there's some progress. I think there's some things to like about this team, but I think there's some things that really frustrate you. I don't know that the spine of the team is there that you really would want. A really good defender, a really good midfielder. I think the attack is there. I think we got to figure out that core.
You can see where they spent money at, where they invested, and they invested in a new attack for the most part, which has looked a lot better. And I feel like every time it's Skinnies, the topic of conversation keeps coming up, especially now that Shush goes out, is why didn't they just hang on to Højlund? Because you think Højlund would probably be doing a little bit better with Mbeumo and Cunha behind him, don't you think? I mean,
yeah.
as well as he's playing at Napoli, which, step down probably in the Serie A, but you would think that Højlund could have stepped in during this time and probably gotten some goals and, pushed Šeško or vice versa. It's just the fact that we're playing with a false nine a bunch of the time now. And I mean, Šeško, he looked pretty good. He caused some problems today when he came on, did some nice things. But yeah, we're not good enough to win games 4-3. And
what I noticed with Šeško versus Højlund, though, is like today, Sesko's been in situations where he's like one-on-one with a defender and he needs some sort of trick or dribble to get by, and he doesn't really have that, I guess, in his bag. Like to me, he looks like he's not sure what to do. Hoyland would have some of those. At least I remember when he was at least confident and semi-informed, he would have some sort of dribble or trick and get by a man and be running towards goal and try to at least create a one-on-one situation. Sesko looks like he needs someone to kind of bounce the ball off of. So he might be better with a 2 up there rather than just being by himself.
That's a fair point, man.
But yeah, I that's kind of what I said this summer. I know we kind of disagreed on it. I was like, I kind of think we keep Hoyland and don't go after the striker because we got Cunha and Bumo, and then we get a midfielder instead.
Yeah.
But that's the situation we're in. That's what they went with. I think Sesko could be a good striker. It's just him and Hoyland obviously play a little different. And Hoyland lost all confidence last year. So who knows how he would have started this year with this team. Maybe he'd be better. It's hard to know. But yeah, like you asked, my takes are I think it's progress. We're not in 15th. We're not dwindling down at 17th or even 12th. Like I know we're not far off of those positions necessarily either.
Much to be there, yeah.
But we are pushing for European places. We're even pushing to potentially get in top 4. I think that's what's been so frustrating with the Everton at home draw or a loss, and then the West Ham draw, and then today's draw. Every single time would have put you top 5 or top 4 if you got the win and you had chances to get that win, but you just couldn't hold on.
They don't have what it takes to close it out and take the next step and take a huge opportunity. I mean, like you said, this is the 3rd or 4th time they've had a chance to really move on up and kind of cement their spot amongst the top teams, and they just don't do it. They never take the opportunity, and it is so frustrating. And now that AFCON's here and we're going to lose Mbumo and Ahmad, and we've got Villa, Newcastle, Leeds, potentially City will be a part of that run if the guys go deep. It could be a bad few weeks, month here. And Aram doesn't trust the academy kids. I know you wanted to talk about his lack of academy usage, and it's just clear he doesn't think they're ready. I mean, I'm sure you probably saw his comments asked about Harry Amos and Cheeto Obi, and he basically came out and said that Harry Amos is struggling in championship, which is not even true.
He got man of the month or player of the month.
Sheffield's Wednesday's player of the month. Cheeto, I don't think he's banging in the goals like he was for the 18s, but
he's been injured.
Yeah, he's been injured some. He's not. I mean, so it's a weird to call those guys out. I don't know. And he got asked, was it after the West Ham game or whenever? He got asked about his attacking subs, and he's like, "Who am I going to bring on, Kabi?" Like, kind of smirked about it. And it's just like, what are you doing? Don't do that.
Yeah.
Don't be a dick. I get it's his thing to call out players, but don't call out the kids that are. I mean, I don't know.
It didn't look good.
Yeah, he was all smiles, and everyone kind of liked his fresh takes last year. But now that the results aren't always going our way, and it's getting a little more serious. The pressure's ramping up a little bit. It's not as cute.
Yeah, I think the pressure is definitely on this season now. Last season, I think everybody kind of gave him a bye, but now the pressure's on.
He mostly probably gets one this season, but the fact that everyone is so mediocre and there's such a huge opportunity to really do something is not helping. I mean, if there were 3 or 4 teams pulling away right now and 5 through 10 were close, then maybe we still give them a little more time because we're not quite there to take the next step. But the door is open and they're not taking in. I don't know where the blame falls. I don't know if we call it recruitment or coaching or what it is, player motivation, but it's not good. I mean, it's fine, I guess, though. You said progress. I guess I can get on board with that, Allan. I can see the positives. I'm trying to. Had we won today, I'd be so positive, Allan. I'd be the happiest person in the world, but we didn't. We blew it, and I feel a little deflated, honestly.
We would definitely be more enthusiastic right now.
I'd be chugging a beer right now, Allan.
Yeah. But I would say progress. It's still not great. Like I said, I think if we can find a spine, defender, midfield, that whole situation figured out, I think this team would improve quite a bit. Just make the team more difficult to beat, make them more solid.
Well, who's going to step up during AFCON with Mbumo gone and Ahmad?
I mean, surely Mount is going to be Mount and Cunha will just be automatic. I would hope this gives opportunity because, yeah, I would hope there'd be opportunity maybe to see Mainu up there. I think Ahmad does pretty well up there, but I don't like our options out wide when Ahmad's not out there. So when Ahmad's not going to be there now, I guess you put Dallo over there. And shout out, we've kind of called out Dallo. I think over the last 5 matches, as frustrating as these results have been, I think Dallo's been pretty solid for us. I think his performances have improved on the left-hand side, especially, that first goal today. I thought his step overs and cross was pretty nice.
His crossing has improved. Not that was ever what he lacked in necessarily, but no, I think you're right. He's not been a liability. Maybe it's because everyone else has kind of taken the spotlight there, but he's been what he's been fine. Which is maybe not what we want. Maybe we don't need fine. We need better than fine. But he's not the problem right now. That's for sure.
I don't think the wingbacks have been the issue, but yeah, just to give him credit because we've been kind of hard on him a little bit. Shout out Hunter.
Yeah, Hunter will be happy.
Hunter will be happy with it. But yeah, he's been better. I think he's been pretty solid and put in some pretty good performances of late, and I hope that continues. But yeah, I guess just put him out wide and then bring Dorgu on.
I don't like Dorgu either, man. Dorgu barely gets a sniff these days. It blows my mind.
I honestly, I kind of agree with Amram. I haven't been that impressed with Dorgu.
I think you got to play him more. I mean, he's coming from Portugal, and he's clearly a little raw, needs some development. But he's not going to get that rotting on the bench. He's not playing for the 21s. Send him on loan, I guess, if that's what you're going to do. But you're not going to get better just waiting. I mean,
well, didn't he start one of the last 5 matches? I can't remember which one he started. But to me, he got subbed off. I don't know, pretty shortly after halftime, or I'm trying to remember. But I remember sitting there I haven't been that impressed with him. He got a starting chance, and his touch was kind of erratic. He didn't really help out going forward a whole lot. Defensively, he seems pretty solid. But to me, Dallo looks more confident, like we talked about before. He just looks more confident and calm on the ball, and I think that's what Amram wants going forward.
Well, Amram loves a calm, level-headed veteran player. That's what he wants. He doesn't want a young guy that he has to worry about. Although, I mean, plenty of our veteran guys aren't getting it done. But yeah, he has got almost zero faith in the young and experienced kids right now. And I mean, the pressure's on. He's got to do what he's got to do. But
at Sporting, that wasn't the case. So that's what's weird now that he's doing this.
I mean, you probably get away with a little more experimenting in the Portuguese league, whereas every game here, every minute of every game is high intensity and everyone's quality, and there's no room to try things out whenever, especially when you're struggling. I mean, if we were, doing a little bit better and winning games comfortably, then you could have some time to throw some guys on and work on it. But we're never, other than the Wolves game, we've not really been comfortable in any game all season, and even that, it was still a dicey first half. So, yeah, I don't know. Aaron's got his work cut out for him. You kind of made a comment about if he'll be here next summer, and I think he will be, but I think the fans are starting to turn a bit. You're hearing more boos. I think there's always the people who never liked him to begin with for whatever reason, the formation and all that. But yeah, I think this next month is going to be really, really important for him. But maybe not. Maybe it doesn't matter, man. Maybe he's here to stay, and we're gonna build this project we're gonna see it out. I don't know. I could see it going either way. Honestly,
I imagine they'll assess at the end of the season. I could see them giving him the whole season, and then they'll assess it from there. And man, if they I don't know who they're gonna go for if they decide to change. But I'd be pretty disappointed because as much as we've reshaped the squad for his system, I mean, we almost don't have wingers anymore. So it'd be what are we going to play?
No, yeah.
What formation?
Well, I got to start over now, too. That's the thing.
Yeah. So that would be kind of wild. I mean, I guess they could go for Glasner and get another, 3 at the back manager.
That is the one guy I think will probably come in and do a good job with what he has to work with. But, I mean, would he? I don't know. I never know. I thought we had it figured out a couple of times over the past decade with managers, and
right.
No, we clearly not.
He looks like he's trying to do his best Mourinho impression to me, just ignoring the academy and just getting kind of snippy about it in the press conferences.
No, Mourinho would tell you if you gave all these kids a chance. So I don't know.
But I did want to ask too, because I've been thinking about this. It seems like going from Ten Hag to Amram, we've kind of traded Mainu for Ahmad,
Mm-hmm.
and I think Ahmad's been really good. But I'd like to see Mainu somewhere. I understand why he's not one to play him. I think the skill's there. I think the intelligence is there. I think he just doesn't have the pace to play in that two midfield.
No, he needs a physical presence beside him to do some of that stuff, so he can be free to kind of, do many things, get forward a little bit more. Yeah, it's just there's no spot for him. He's not gonna usurp Cunha or Mbumo or Bruno. I mean, it's not
even Mount right now.
No, he's gonna have to go on loan. I don't want to.
Do you think that happens?
Yeah, probably. I mean, did you see his brother today? The shirt he was wearing. Did you see that?
No.
That said "Free Mainu" or "Free Copy Mainu." His brother wearing a shirt at Old Trafford today. Yeah, I think most people wouldn't begrudge him going out on loan to get some time for the World Cup, but I mean, I don't know. I want him to do very well. I just don't see a spot for him right now unless there's an injury to Cunha or Mbumo, and hopefully that doesn't happen. It's just we're at a point now where we're sacrificing, what the club's built on and championing academy kids and youth courage success, all that sort of thing. But we're also in a position now where we have to win games. Man, Amram, yeah, he has zero faith in the academy, and maybe there's just not enough quality there for him to want to try it. I don't know. I don't know who's. I mean, I guess JJ Gabriel. He's 15 years old or whatever. Maybe he gets a sniff, but no, I don't think Amram's going to try that. If Cheeto barely got a sniff last year when we were as bad as we were attacking, I worry about the future of the club in terms of what we're built on and the academy and all that. But the game is also different now. I get that too, and I don't know, man. I
kind of don't think he trusts any of the midfielders to do his system. That's why I think they're going to go out and buy two midfielders, whether it's Anderson, Wharton, Baleba, somebody else. What's the guy from Germany? Stuttgart, or the guy with the yeah. So anyway, yeah, it could be someone like that. And to me, if that happens, then I don't see Mainu getting in again.
No. What we'll do is we'll sell him for, $50 million, and then somebody else will get him for 100 or whatever. Like, he's going to go on and be brilliant. We all know that. I think it was Nicky Butt was talking about on him and Paul Scholes podcast that he's lost like over a year of development time right now just because he was on the up and up and was one of England's best players in the Euros, and it's kind of gone stagnant. I think he should probably go just for his own, and for him, not even just for him career-wise, but for him to come back next season, he needs to be he'll do better for us next season if he gets some time elsewhere and is playing. If he rots on the bench and gets half an hour a day, which is like the most he's gotten, off the bench all season. Yeah, I mean that's not enough. Not for a guy like that who needs to be playing all the time and who everyone clearly thinks has a high ceiling. I don't know. Yeah, I think he should go. I don't want him to go, but he should probably go for his sake.
And for his push to try and get into the England squad for the World Cup.
Yeah.
I feel the same way, unfortunately, and I really hope it's on loan. I hope they don't sell him. But we are player FC, so maybe we could just fire Amram and keep him and play him all.
No,
wherever he wants.
Those days are over. The manager, the head coach, Amram has all the. He's running things, right? No,
We could go buy Pogba back too.
Yeah,
Pogba back.
What's Greenwood up to? And just player of the week and for Marseille all the time. Just Champions League team of the week. What could have been? I mean, as long as we don't have any serious injuries, I think this is about where we finish, 6th or 7th. Having said that, it could all go south pretty quick if Mbumo gets hurt. I think we're in big trouble. But then that's where you need someone like you need someone like Manu to step in maybe. But it's all speculation at this point. I don't see things changing. I don't see him getting more time. And I just don't want it to be a situation where he leaves and is gone forever. If you can send him on loan now to get some time and figure things out, then he comes back. Then I think we'll all be better for it. Me especially. That's what I'm worried about. Is me. We'll all be better for it. I don't know. Do you think he's going to go in January? You think Xerxes going to leave? What's going to happen?
Sorry, my mic is doing something weird. I think it's okay. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. I was just asking.
Okay, good.
I was just asking, what do you think is going to happen in January? You think Manu and Xerxes both go? You think either of them go?
Yeah, I would imagine Manu will get the loan, unfortunately. And I imagine they'll want to hold on to Xerxes, tell him to wait till the summer, and then probably sell him.
Yeah.
Would be my guess.
Not in a position to lose two potential attacking players.
I would like us to just test some midfield options. I know they've talked about the Gomez kid from Wolves and, just kind of see who we could maybe get. I'd be really okay with selling Ugarte and trying to get a different midfielder. So, but I don't know that that'd be able to be pulled off in January.
No, probably not. They can maybe go out and get somebody, though, someone to help bolster the squad. I don't know. I mean, I don't know who's going to fix this team, man. It's gonna take a few more players. It's not going to happen in January. Did you see it?
I did want to ask you, like, what have you thought of Shaw so far?
I mean, he's fine. He's serviceable. He's not. He had that first goal, was kind of not great. He's partially at fault for that. But he's been solid overall. I feel like he's done some nice things. His recovery's been good, surprisingly really good recovery and winning the ball back and all those things. But he does still occasionally, like all of them though, have a mistake in him, which I don't know. He's not my biggest worry. I think he's been fine.
No.
I don't like him playing as as the most senior center back we have. I think that's not great. But if he's in there alongside DeLitt, I think that helps him a lot. I think he's better for it. But also, we're at the point where we know Luke Shaw. We know what his limits are. He's not going to be a world beater. He's not going to get back in the England squad anytime soon or anything like that. His best days are behind him. So he's out of contract, I think, in the summer. He should go too. But no, he'll be kind of in and around the squad all the rest of the season, which I'm fine with. He's fine. Just he's not great. I don't know.
So with Martinez getting 3 cameos the last 3 games?
Yeah.
I mean, are we ready to start him? Because to me, Martinez offers the same sort of defensive abilities that Shaw does, but his passing, one of the really big frustrations for me during the Everton and West Ham games were just the lack of the center backs willing to pass or make some sort of cutting pass.
No.
And the second Martinez starts coming on, he starts
pinging it.
Yeah. And he's willing to make some through balls that actually stick. And I feel like Shaw and Euro are just a little too, and I kind of expect it from Euro, but from Shaw being as experienced as he is, like, come on, man, you can try some of those passes.
That's not his game, though. He's never been a great, he's not. But no, I completely agree. Martinez would change. He changes everything, not just because he's poised, he can play balls, but he's also a leader too. And we severely lack a leader like that a lot of the time. We are missing a guy like that that's going to get in there and grab guys by the scruff of the neck and tell them to figure it out. Like, there's no way that goal today that Hayden didn't slide over for Aiden Heaven didn't slide over for happens, because that I think Martinez has a better handle on organizing the defense than anybody else would in terms with Maguire and DeLitt being out. Having said that, so it's just.
But even if DeLitt's in there instead of Heaven, I think he runs over and challenges that shot instead of letting Semenyo.
Yeah.
I think you're right. Maybe with DeLitt and Martinez in there, we have more personality and a little bit more. Let me take control of this situation.
Yep, 100%. No, DeLitt getting hurt was really, really bad for us. I mean, everyone knows he was one of our better players and super reliable and all those things. But just not even just losing a great player man to man, but having that experience and that poise. Like, we can't be having two teenagers in the back line in the Premier League, like at a back three. That's not going to work. Or I guess Yoro's 20 now, but you know what I mean. Like, two inexperienced kids. That it doesn't matter who you're playing. Like, mistakes are going to happen. Yeah.
Angel on the game threads keeps commenting about the defense, and I'm like, I can't argue against it. Like, I keep going into games and I keep like the eye test. I'm like, all right, the defense looks pretty solid and good. And then all of a sudden I watch these mistakes happen. I'm like, holy crap, what are y'all doing? Okay, yeah, we need to go get more defenders. Which after not this last summer, but the summer before that, with all the defenders we brought in, I didn't think that'd be a thing, but it looks like it needs to be.
It shouldn't be. It shouldn't be, man. I mean, but you know, we've had some bad injury luck. We've had a lack of, I don't know, like, I don't know. I don't even know what you call it, because we switch off a lot of the time. We give up cheap goals. It's just, I don't know why all these mistakes keep happening. I get from the kids that's going to happen, but there's no reason why certain players should be making mistakes that contribute to goals.
But we look really good at a lot of most of the games. If you added up most of the minutes and how they're playing, the performances over most, and then we just have these brain farts that just baffle all of us as fans. Like, we're just like, what are y'all doing? Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if there's much of an answer. I don't know if it's coaching. I don't know if it's just the players feeling the pressure. I don't know, but it just seems nervy at the back. So all that said, Tyler, say we sell Ugarte and Manu goes out on loan, I think they would definitely need to look for some sort of midfield replacement.
Yeah.
But
Tyler Adams?
I like Tyler Adams. I was kind of bummed we injured him.
Yeah, I wonder how bad that is, because he's coming off an injury. So I wonder, re-aggravate something, or
I would take that.
He was kind of rumored. There was some rumors swirling since he wouldn't be as pricey as some of the other guys they've been looking at, but no, he would probably come in and do a job. I don't think he would be a guy you rely on for the future. Like, you're not pinning your hopes on that guy, but no, he'd be serviceable and would be probably a step up from what we have. I mean,
but I guess I didn't finish my question. But all that said, focus on the midfield or focus on defense?
I mean, when guys are healthy, the defense is probably okay. It should be okay. I say that, and we still ship goals all the time. But if
it doesn't make sense.
If Delit and Maguire are healthy, in theory, it should be fine. Now that Martinez is back, you've got enough stable senior leadership back there. I say that, I don't know. I say a thing, and then immediately I'm just like, well, I don't know, actually.
I mean, I'm with you. I feel like there could be games where we could see Maguire, DeLitt, Martinez at the back to like just end the game and like shut it down.
Yeah.
And you would think that would do it.
And well, all three of those guys are also decent attacking threats, whether that be set pieces or building out of the back or whatever it might be. They offer a lot more going forward than what we currently have too, which we saw today. Like, none of those guys, they'd pass along amongst themselves until a midfielder came in and picked the ball up and tried to run with it. There was I don't remember. I mean, yeah, I'm struggling to remember a time where a defender played a long ball, diagonal ball that broke the lines and front of the guy went behind. I don't think it happened today. And it's just, you miss between DeLitt, Maguire, and Martinez, who can all pretty much do that whenever they feel like it. It kills a lot of what they're trying to do out there.
I swear, when we went to buy Euro, did he come from Lille?
Yeah,
I can't remember.
He was.
I swear I watched highlights and they were showing that he can ping the diagonal ball. Like, I heard he wasn't amazing at it, but it was something in his game that he had. And for whatever reason, it just seems like maybe it's a coaching thing, maybe it's a confidence thing. It's
coached just out of him. Yeah, maybe it's been coached out of him.
Unfortunately, I hope not, but maybe.
Maybe. I don't know. This next month though will be very telling, and I hope we can survive, but I don't know. Things could go south in a hurry, and we could be down the bottom half the table here in a couple of weeks if we don't figure it out and figure out a way to kind of right the ship, or at least keep it stable while Mbeumo's gone. Because I think it wasn't his best game of the day. I think he looked pretty tired, and that's probably why he got hooked. But without him and without Ahmad on the right side, which is where the majority of our attacks come from, I'm a little nervous. Just pretty nervous. maybe Maguire and Delict come back and we just start playing long balls and we figure out with Sheshko, we just direct set piece goals. Maybe that's what will happen. We'll see a lot of that. I don't know.
Yeah. Unfortunately for Mbumo, he does look a little less confident than he started out this season. It's kind of looked like his touch has been off, but he's still a goal threat, and he still provides opportunities. He makes good runs. I think he presses pretty well. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see what the solution is without him and Ahmad down that right hand side, because that's been our most prolific attack and version of getting it down the field so far this season.
No doubt.
So it'll be interesting.
Well, Alan, this is usually the point where we kind of throw it to the women's team and be like, well, at least the women are good. It's not been as good the past few weeks on the ladies' side of things. Yeah, so they had started off, were they unbeaten in the first 9 or 10 games or something in all competitions, and it's been a rough few weeks. So losing to Villa, did beat PSG in Champions League, then we got killed by City 3-0, lost to Wolfsburg in Champions League, who are good, beat West Ham, then we got smashed by Lyon, who are also good, and then had a nice comeback this weekend against Spurs, being down 3-0. They are effectively out of the league title race, probably in fourth, 9 points off City. They're not going to make up ground there, I don't think. Still in the running to advance in Champions League. They're in ninth. I don't know how many games they have left to play in that, but hopefully they can at least make it to the knockout or playoff round, whatever they call it, after the league table phase. I don't know what's going on with the ladies. Where do they fall apart? What's the reasoning there? Can you blame Ruben for that?
I thought about it. Yeah, I thought about it.
Yeah.
No, I haven't really kept up. I've seen the notifications and the results, but I know that Wolfsburg and Lyon are really good when it comes to Champions League football, so they're going to have a rough go against them. But yeah, you kind of want to see a better showing against City and against Tottenham than what they ended up getting. I'm guessing they're probably not really used to, because I think against Lyon, he didn't play a very strong side. Skinner is what I think I heard from the Athletic podcast. Why did I go blank on what it's called?
Talk of the Devils.
Yeah, Talk of the Devils. Our podcast is all that matters. That's why. Listening to them, they talked about it a little bit, and yeah, he didn't seem to play the strongest side, for probably knowing that his team isn't really the deepest, and so he's trying to prioritize a little bit of the league over Champions League, which is fair. So that's why it was probably pretty disappointing that they only got a draw against Spurs.
I don't think they're super deep. I mean, I'm not super well versed in the women's game, but they're not a super deep team as far as I can tell. Fallon Tullis-Joyce, keeper, getting hurt for a bit didn't help. Millie Turner, who's a good solid midfielder, has been hurt, and then Celine Bizet, she just had a kid, I think, so she's been out, and I think she was also maybe injured for a bit too. Not sure how long she's out for, but they're missing.
So you should not be allowed to have families and children. Just saying.
Not during the season. How dare you? Have you heard of family planning? Come on, what is you?
Yeah, they should plan it better.
How
dare get it together, ladies?
Dare they? Please, no one, if you're listening, if there is a woman listening to this, please don't take this seriously. But no, it was going to be a tough ask for them to handle Champions League with the league, which is already difficult enough. I mean, it's a good learning experience, and I guess they kind of have a better idea where they're at after maybe slightly overachieving last season. There's still a long way to go, and if they can get healthy and kind of grind out through Champions League and not, I mean, top 3 is Champions League in
I think so.
Premier League, or at least get you into the playoffs. That's what they finished last year, was third. So I think it's still the same this year. They could make a run for it and possibly get back in again, but I don't know. At least they're in Champions League. At least they're playing some important games, and they get to go out there.
Yeah, somebody's in Champions League. Cough, cough. But it's probably also evidence, that they could take to the Glazers and to, Wilcox and them and say, hey, back us a bit, and we can, challenge better in both leagues, Champions League and Premier League, if you back us a bit more.
Well, they've got 9 points in Champions League, and I feel like they won their first 3 games, and then is that right? No,
that sounds right.
Well, they did beat PSG. Maybe, I don't know. I could be off, but they have to play Juve, who are this week, who are not on the level of Wolfsburg and Lyon, but still a decent side. And then they have to play Spurs in the League Cup this Sunday, and I think they're off for a couple weeks. I think they have a long winter break, which will probably do them a few favors. The men have zero break, as everyone knows in England. They got Villa away, Newcastle at home, Wolves at home, Leeds away, Burnley away, City at home, and then the FA Cup will be the first week, or I guess maybe the second weekend of January. So, who we got Brighton in that, right? Did we draw Brighton at home? Is that what I saw?
Yeah.
So yeah,
at least it's at home.
Yeah, at least it's at home. We're definitely going to win at home. We always win at home.
We're so good at home.
But it's a tough run. I act like it's surprising, like shocking run of fixtures here, but they're all tough, aren't they? I mean, especially with the tight at the table is in this season, especially, it seems like they're even more difficult than usual. I don't know. I would like to say it's every month. It seems like someone puts out a tweet: "Is how many points are you going to get this month?" And I'm always like looking at paper, like, yeah, we're going to win all those games. Like, we got a good chance to win these games. No. I'll take
and then you watch us play and you're like,
yeah, what was I thinking? I'll take a point away at Villa. We should beat Newcastle at home, I would think. Wolves will win. Leeds away, hopefully they're up for. Burnley should be a win. City at home, they're going to win. Brighton, yeah, they're going to win all these games, actually. No, they're a point this weekend, then win the rest. I think that's what I'm predicting that, yeah.
I like this confidence.
Yeah, yeah. Right. Yeah, I talked myself back into it. We're back, baby. We're back. Delusions of grandeur. That's what we're calling this podcast.
Give him another contract. Who are you talking about him? I don't care. Anybody. Just give him a contract.
Yeah, who cares about Kyle Manu? I don't care about that at all. Aaron knows what he's doing. F them kids, man.
Yeah, so what do you think for Villa? What's your prediction?
Yeah, I like a 1-1 in that. I'll take a 1-1.
I think both teams have been pretty exciting, so I'll go 2-2.
Okay, that would be exciting, 2-2. It's not 4-4, but it's pretty exciting.
It's not 4-4, but still the neutrals should be pretty happy.
Yeah.
We also didn't talk about the chance of a formation change.
Oh yeah, that was supposed to maybe happen today. They I guess the line was that they worked on it in training over the weekend. Laurie Whitwell had reported that, and then someone asked Amram if he was going to do it, and he was kind of coy, like, I don't know, like, like, we'll see. And then it was the same thing, like, which I guess he's not going to do it today before AFCON. He's probably working on it in the preparation for the guys being
right.
So we might see it this weekend.
What'll be funny is if we win like all the games in the 4-3-3, and then it's like, Amram, what are you going to do? Are you going to like? Because he's been sticking to his guns the whole time. So it's like, Are you going to back down? Are you going to admit that this is better? Like, what are you going to do?
I mean, I think he would probably argue that it's not a formation thing. It's fluid. We change throughout the game or whatever. Certain points in the game we're playing with 4 at the back or whatever he would say. But no, we'll win all these games. Then AFCON will be over and he'll revert back and we'll just get smashed again and revert back to type.
Right. It did look like at the end of the game, maybe the last 10 so minutes, maybe not when we took the lead. But it did look like there might have been a change to a 4-3-3.
Yeah, it was more, yeah.
But I could be wrong. But I thought it looked more like we had only 2 center backs, and then they pushed up Shaw, Dallo, and Ahmad.
I mean, that's how you're going to get the best out of Kabi. I mean, if you play a 4-3-3 without Mbeumo, without Ahmad in there, I mean, Kabi's probably going to play, I would assume.
Yeah. Surely.
What do you start? You start Šeško up top with Cunha and Mount behind with Bruno and Kabi and Casemiro, maybe, or the 3. I don't know.
I would think so.
And then dealer's choice at the back, I guess, depending on who's healthy. Dallo. Shaw not going to play left back. Maybe he would.
I mean, that's kind of what I was. Well, no, I would imagine he would do Dorgu, but
maybe
I would be okay with Shaw. I think Shaw could probably play left back still. I just don't want to see him as wing back going offensive and coming back all the time. I think Dallo would be the one to push up and
probably so. I mean,
leave Shaw back.
I like it. I like the way it sounds. It sounds like a revolutionary new formation, the 4-3-3, and they should probably try it. I don't know if Abrams, really worked with it a lot before, but maybe it could do wonders. Maybe this would be a turning point for the team. I don't know.
It would be pretty funny if they go on like a 5-game win streak, and then everybody at the press conference is like, "Amram, what are you going to do?" You gonna stick with it? You gonna change? What are you gonna do?
Yeah, everyone's just like, we've been telling you this. You for a year. You've been told. They fire him on the spot. He wins 4 games. They're like, you're fired. How dare you? You this whole time you've been sandbagging.
I think it'd be funny if he acted really dumb in a press conference and was just like, "This 4-3-3 thing. You guys have known about this and you didn't tell me?"
He's like, I tried it on FIFA and it worked really well. And where were you guys at on that one?
That would be pretty funny.
It's going to be great. Our unbeaten run will continue this Sunday. We play Villa. It's at 10:30. I didn't see what network we're on. I imagine it's USA, but I could be wrong about that. We've been on USA.
Peacock.
It might be Peacock. It'll be on one of the NBC Universal channels. And then we got Boxing Day on the 26th against Newcastle at home. We are the only Premier League game on Boxing Day. I don't know.
So sad they're doing that now.
Yeah, I don't know. Hopefully this is just a one-off with it being a weird Boxing Day falls kind of on the weekend. But then I guess it'll be the same thing next year. So I don't know. I have a feeling Boxing Day, as we know, is probably not going to be the same ever again. They're going to just keep spreading games out as much as possible and probably working our way towards a winter break at some point. These guys are overworked, so maybe the Boxing Days of yesteryear are gone, Allan. I don't know, which will be sad, but
it is.
I don't know if you're going to be able to make the skinnies at all over the winter.
I sure hope so. I haven't been in a while, so I really want to.
No, it's been a minute. I'll be gone this weekend. But shout out to Chris Lamoline. He's one of the stalwarts of the group, been around for a while. He is moving to El Paso, sadly. His last game with us will be this weekend. So if you see Chris and you're down there, buy him a beer, wish him well. He said he'll come back as much as he can, but I don't think there are flights from El Paso. I think once you're there, you're kind of stuck there. So we may never see him again.
Forever.
Yeah, I don't know.
Good luck getting out.
But no, Chris is a good dude. He was on the trip to Old Trafford, and he's been around for many years now. So he's going to be missed. But Allan, if you're there this weekend, tell him bye for me, and if not, hopefully I'll see you on Boxing Day. I'll be gone this weekend, but back for Boxing Day. So
yeah, I'm gonna try to make it out soon because it's been a little while.
Right on, dude. Well,
so I'd like to. Before we end,
yeah,
I had one of those random questions that I used to do more often.
Question time.
Who has been your favorite signing for United that you've seen with your own eyes? So you can't go back to like Cantona because you weren't watching United before Cantona and then what. But who's been your favorite signing for United that you watched and you're like, dang, this guy's good. I love this guy.
Well, good question. I mean, I got to go and watch Ibrahimovic play, but it was the game that he was coming back from injury and he played up top with Lukaku, and that one time they tried him both up top, then he got hurt immediately. So I would probably say Ibra just because he was amazing, but I didn't get to see prime Ibra. Oh man, what a question. With my own eyes.
Well, I mean, you could have watched him on the team. I'm just saying, you knew United before the guy was signed, and
it's recency bias, I guess, but Bruno, maybe he's just been so good for so long, and I like the way he plays, and I like everything about Bruno. I mean, I like his theatrics, and some people don't, but I like all that stuff. I think he's fun and is a leader and all that. No, it's probably Bruno for me. I mean, I guess no. Honestly, I'll go farther back. Rooney. I was super psyched when we got Rooney. I remember that. I remember getting Rooney and Ronaldo. Those guys. Dude, I don't know. It's a really good question.
Yeah, the two most excited I've been was probably when United signed Robin van Persie.
Sure.
I was excited for Zlatan and Pogba. That was a big window, but the summer for Van Persie and just how it ended up working out in 2013, and then signing Cristiano Ronaldo back was. I know it didn't work out that season, but just those first few games, him coming back and scoring against Newcastle, that was super exciting. But yeah, I think Bruno is a great pick. And
actually, I was probably more excited because back in the day, I expected United to sign big players and they would come in and we win the league, whatever. But I was really had pinned all my hopes on Paul Pogba. Pogback. #Pogback. He did that video with Stormzy, and I was like, yeah,
that was a good video with Stormzy.
We're gonna win everything. We are gonna live forever. Pogba's back, and it did not go great. It was okay, I guess, at times.
It was okay.
But I was all in. I thought this is it. we're back. We are so back. You guys don't even know how back we are yet, and we weren't. Spoiler alert: we were not. So honestly, probably I was most excited for Pogba. If I have to think back, like I thought that was the guy that was going to fix our team.
I wasn't convinced under Jose and when Jose came in, so I was loving that Pogba was back, but I was still like, it's Jose. I think his time has kind of passed, so I wasn't as excited. Man, but I was thrilled to get Pogba. That's true. I remember in that summer being really excited to see him come back. Okay, real quick, who's been your biggest flop in your mind?
Alexis Sanchez. Next question.
I think for my expectations versus what actually happened, it would be Di Maria for me.
Yeah, that's a good.
I was so excited because I remember watching Real Madrid and being like, dude, Di Maria is next. Like, he is unreal. I thought
wasn't he man of the match in the Champions League final that year? And then we got him. Yeah.
Yes. I mean, the crosses, the skills, the vision. I mean, he could score, he could dribble, the whole thing. I was like, golly, man, this guy. I was so excited.
I was definitely pumped. I think I thought Sanchez was going to be great just because he came from Arsenal and had Premier League experience. And I was like, he's a slam dunk signing. Like Van Persie. He's going to come in and light it up. Yeah. No. Yeah. I don't know. Sancho. Throw Sancho in there too, I guess. Well, thanks for. We they're doing the best they can. That's all I know. They're doing the best they can. Well, I think some people were never really. Maybe universally though, I don't think everyone was sold on him from the get go. Yeah, a lot of signings, just a lot of signings. You can look back and think, what do we do? Morgan Schneiderlin. I thought he was going to be the guy. When Van Gaal bought 8 players, I thought we're gutting the squad. We did it. Bastian Schweinsteiger and Morgan Schneiderlin are going to win us the league. Yeah, if we'd gotten him a few years earlier, we would have probably been okay. He could have come in and done a nice job. If he played under Fergie, he'd probably been to help us win Champions League again. But yeah, 100% agree with that. I was very excited when we got him, and he was very good for us until Ronaldo came back and ruined everything. Took his number and took his pride. Oh, what? Yeah, no, we should start that sooner because now I'm just bummed out thinking about where it went wrong. You're right. Good question. Will do. Shout out to James Ward who posted that we were in. Ward is 1% or whatever. Not 1%. His top podcast of the year. He probably 1% of listeners though. There's only so many. So James, got to have you back on soon, buddy. That he is. All right, Alan. I'm gonna get out of here. Yeah, we're back Sunday, December 21st, 10:30 a.m. against Villa. Yeah, and until then, thanks for listening. Thanks, Alan. Come on, you Reds.